Hi, everybody. It's October 6th, and today the church honors Saint Bruno. Yes, it's true. He was an 11th century Italian who was a celebrated teacher at Reims, and among his former pupils was Pope Urban II, to whom he was a close advisor. In the year 1084, he founded near Grenoble in France, La Grande Chartreuse, which is the mother house of the Carthusians, which today number about 280 throughout the world. That does sound like a small number of religious, 280 Carthusians in the world, but the Carthusians are the most austere religious order in the church. You have to be of tough metal to be a Carthusian, and it's a very special vocation that is given to those who have it. Now, the Carthusian monasteries are called charter houses, and there are 21 of them in the world. And in their statutes it says, Christ the Father's word has through the Holy Spirit from the beginning chosen certain men whom he willed to lead into solitude and unite to himself in intimate love. And it is to this call that the Carthusians want to respond. They consecrate their lives entirely to prayer and seeking God in the secret of their hearts. Their mission is to remain with the source in the name of all. They intercede for the church and for the salvation of the whole world. Their solitude implies a separation from the world. This translates itself, among other things, into the renunciation of receiving guests and all exterior apostolate, visits limited to their family once or twice a year, no or very little direct contact with the media. So they are very hidden. What does their schedule look like? Well, they rise at 11:30 at night for personal prayer. At 12:15 they gather for prayer in the church, and then from 2:15 to 3:15 in the morning they return to their cell and sleep. They rise at 6:30 in the morning. They have 8 o'clock Mass. 4:15 p.m. they gather together for evening prayer or Vespers, and then they retire at 7:30 to 8 in the evening. But on Sundays, they have more prayer together in the church than other days. They eat together in the refectory in silence while listening to a reading. This is just on Sundays. The rest of the time, they're in complete solitude. They meet in chapter in the afternoon where matters of common interest are dealt with. And also on Sundays, they take a long walk for about 4 hours during which they talk freely, the only time in the week they do so, which allows them to know each other better and to support each other. Their cell isn't like just one room. Their cell it consists of a room, a workshop, and a garden. They have an enclosed garden behind their cell. Their cells are usually 2 stories. They sleep and eat on the first floor, or rather on the second floor, and usually below that there's a workshop where they have their wood for their fire and where they keep other supplies because they have their own garden too. So it's a very rare vocation, and these men live in solitude and prayer for the rest of the world and the church. As I've often said, the very existence of people who are intentionally and deliberately searching for God as their whole life purpose, I think preserves sanity in our world. As one priest wrote in Our Sunday Visitor many years ago, he said, the monastic life begins with a fascination with God. The monk seeks a place where he can have the time, the freedom, the opportunity and the resources to nourish that divine fascination. In its basic reality, there is no other explanation for monastic life. Preoccupation with God is the very substance of the monastic lifestyle. So today is the church honors Saint Bruno, who founded the Carthusians 1,000 years ago, and they're still going strong. And so this week, tonight we have Theater and Theology, our next movie discussion night, and so all are welcome to come to that. And remember that this weekend there's going to be a special second collection for the Bishop's Learn to Lead campaign. This is to support Catholic education in our diocese, and there will be envelopes available in the pews for you to use in the second collection. Sunday, the Knights will have another great breakfast between our Sunday morning masses. And next week, all the priests of our Richmond diocese will be in Richmond for a couple days, or for a few days, for the annual priest convocation. And so next week there will only be daily Mass on Thursday and Friday next week at noon. I originally thought I wouldn't be able to be here on Thursday, but the convocation will end soon enough for me to be back for Mass. So the bulletin probably says there's no Mass on Thursday, but there will be at noon, and there is Mass on Friday as well. So see you all in church.